Good morning, students, and welcome to today's session on microorganisms. We are going to our next lesson, microorganisms or microbes. The name itself suggests that they are very tiny organisms and you have to use the microscope to look at them. This lesson we shall study about the different microorganisms, their categorization, whether they are useful or harmful, draw some pictures of the microorganisms and some other factors associated with microbes like diseases, food preservation, food poisoning, etc. So let us move on to our lesson on microorganisms. Now in this world, there are n number of microbes and in a room or in the air, in your body, on your things, there are hundreds and thousands of microbes which you cannot see with your naked eyes. We are inhaling them. Our body is full of microorganisms. Our mouth is having microorganisms. In our gut, we have got n number of microbes, both useful and harmful. But we are all protected and safe because our body is strong to fight against diseases caused by some of the microorganisms. When our body becomes weak, that is the time when we fall sick. So this lesson is going to be very interesting for you because it deals with our own system and associated microbes. Broadly, the microorganisms are classified as bacteria, fungi, protozoa, and algae. We will add on one more group, viruses, to it because viruses are slightly different from the remaining of the groups. The other four, bacteria, algae, protozoa, and fungi, are categories which are alive, and viruses are category which is alive only when it is in the human body. Please make a correction in the slide. The bacteria and protozoa is put together. Protozoa should go into the amoeba structure. So I'll write it down here. This is protozoa. When the slide was turned, the image has this is protozoa. So read it so. So these are the different. You can see this is bacteria. I'm going to strike out protozoa from here. This is bacteria. Bacteria, which is a rod-shaped bacteria. Then you have got the algae, which is green in color, the fungi, which are colorless, which does not contain chlorophyll. Then this is protozoa. Protozoa, you have examples here as amoeba, paramecium, euglena. You have three pictures over here. This is amoeba, this is paramecium, and this is euglena. And viruses are a group of organisms which are alive only when they enter into the body of any system like human beings, animals, or plants. Now, we are all very familiar with the virus that is existing now, the coronavirus. Actually, this is a picture of the coronavirus itself. We are so scared of this organism. The so tiny organism which has really created havoc in the system of ours, which has affected every part of our life. Now, this is a categorization of bacteria, fungi, protozoa, algae, and viruses. And you have got in the next section the examples: bacteria, lactobacillus, streptococcus, which causes diseases like tuberculosis and typhoid; fungus, example penicillium aspergillus, which causes ringworm infection and scabies; protozoa, which is examples are amoeba and paramecium, which causes diseases like dysentery and malaria. Algae are very common around us. In our ponds, we find the slime like Spirogyra, Chlamydomonas. They do not cause diseases. That's why this column is blank. Viruses, you have HIV, coronavirus, the cold virus, flu virus. Examples of diseases caused by chickenpox, cold, flu, etc. Now from all this, we can find out that organisms which cannot be seen by our naked eyes and are visible only with the help of microscope are called as microorganisms. In this lesson, we shall perform an activity to observe the structure of bread mold, which is known as rhizopus, under the microscope. So this is the format of the activity. You will write it down in your classwork book and draw this picture of the view under the microscope. It is there in the textbook. Parallelly, you can take the picture from there also. So the aim is to prepare a temporary mound of bread mold. You have to take bread, put little water on, sprinkle some water on it and leave it aside for a few days in a warm, moist area. You will find that there is first a white color cottony growth on top of the bread. Later on, it starts developing spores and it turns either black, green or brown in color. This must be a common observance you must have seen in your life. We have to take a little of this material which grows on the bread, put it on a slide, put a little of water or add little of methylene blue stain so that you can see them under the microscope and keep it under the microscope and observe. We will find this sort of a structure. There will be the white color. This is the white color hypha that grows on the bread, and this structure is called as the sporangium. Sporangium is the spore producing structure. Spore producing structure. This spore producing structure will break open and release the spores into the atmosphere. It is the spores that will fall on the bread later on and germinate to form the fungal for causing further spoilage of the bread. So in our atmosphere, we have millions of such spores. When the spores find an ideal environment to fall down and grow, they grow on like vegetables, fruits, when they get spoiled, the bread or any food item that you leave outside. They are all called as the saprophytes, which you studied in your last class last year. Saprophytes, they grow on dead organic matter and they form structures like this. When they are in their reproductive stage, they produce the sporangium and they release the spores. So this is an activity which you will record in your classwork. Make an heading for the activity column and then write it down in your classwork. We will look into the uses of microorganisms. There are n number of uses. They are not only harmful, they are also useful. Lactobacillus converts milk into curd. Microbes are involved in fermentation of dough for food items like idli, appam, which your mother makes. You will see the next day it rises up and then there is a lot of carbon dioxide fillings inside the dough, which will make your food stuff fluffy and soft. In making of cheese, butter and pickle, it's used in bakeries to make bread, biscuits, cakes, etc. Used in breweries to make beer, wine, alcohol, acetic acid. Modified microbes are used in the manufacture of vaccines against diseases. Products of microorganisms are used in manufacture of antibiotics. Microbes increase soil fertility by process of decomposition of waste material. These are the n number of uses of microorganisms. Next, we shall look into the harmful effects of microorganisms. They cause diseases in plants, animals, and such disease-causing microorganisms are called as pathogens. They spoil food, fruits, and vegetables. Fungus attack damp clothes, causing damage to the cloths. You will find them turning black in color and they will tear easily. Fungal infections causes itching and rashes on human body. Excessive algal growth spoils the quality of water. Decomposition of waste in an area left open causes foul smell and also it looks bad. I have put down some questions over here for homework. Please do them. I am not attaching an additional Word file for homework. All these slides will be converted into PDF form for you to view properly. Please complete your notes and also complete your homework. Put the date for the homework, record it in the homework index column. Thank you, children. See you later.